Hello everyone, Father Bob Gross here. It is 9:12 on Tuesday morning, June 26. Where is this month going? I didn't get a chance to get my homily up from the last weekend. I hope everyone is having a good month of June and your summer has started off. We're kind of coming towards the middle part of the summer as we approach the 4th of July. I want to share with you the last homily I gave. Hope it helps your faith life. It was the feast and solemnity of the Nativity of St. John the Baptist. So we celebrate the birthday of John the Baptist 6 months before Christmas because he was born before Jesus and he's the forerunner, the precursor, the one who prepares the way for the Lord. So we celebrate 6 months, so we're 6 months away from Christmas. So that's why we have that feast day in this time of year. So I just want to share with you the homily and hope it helps you in your walk with the Lord. So in the last month, our nation was disturbed by the suicides of two very famous people in our media culture. Anthony Bourdain was a chef and world traveler. He hosted the show Parts Unknown on CNN. He would travel to far-off places. He would literally eat anything and want to show the United States where he would go. He also had a particular political bent, and he would show the influence of our nation in the world. And many times he highlighted the negative influence that we had. And then there was Kate Spade. She was a famous fashion designer in New York. She was famous for her handbags and purses and other women's accessory and women's fashion. And she was the sister-in-law of the famous comedian David Spade of Saturday Night Live fame. Both of these people were successful. They were famous, they were full of accomplishments, and living the American dream of moving up the socioeconomic ladder. But both struggled with the darkness that led them to think that the only way out of it was to take their own life. It's really tragic and sad. The rise in suicide in our nation has changed the initial intake that nurses have with patients as they get ready to see their doctor. Just happened to me a couple weeks ago. The nurse asked the question, have you been depressed or sad and think that life would be better off if you did not wake up? Have you made any plans to take your life? Have you made any plans to hurt yourself in the last 2 weeks? Since 1999, the suicide rate has increased by 24% in our nation. Presently, for every 100,000 people, 13 people will commit suicide, and the largest group of people that commit suicide are white males between the ages of 45 and 56. I bring this up because this feast day that we're celebrating, the birth of John the Baptist, has, I think, a remedy, a healing for the temptation and the pain of suicide and depression. Today we celebrate the feast of the birth of John the Baptist. John was the last great prophet who prepared the way of the Lord. He touched the hearts of the people of Israel by helping them to see that to prepare for the Lord, the work or the action that we have to do is to change our hearts. And there was one thing that was very definite and certain in John's life. He knew that he belonged to God, and he knew his mission was in service of the kingdom of heaven. His parents knew it, the town where he lived knew it, and John knew it as he grew up. God had a particular mission for him in all the preparation of childhood, being raised by Zechariah and Elizabeth, and the formation he received from his local community led him to the moment of pointing out the Lamb of God, Jesus Christ. Every morning he woke up, he knew his mission. You and I may not be the next John the Baptist, but we all have a mission from God. God has given us a mission or a task that he does not give to anyone else. He asks us to fulfill it. And the contentment and the happiness we have in life will be determined by how faithfully we live out the mission that you and I received from God from the moment that we were baptized when we were little babies. One of the reasons why people are susceptible to depression and to go to the dark place of harming oneself or contemplating suicide is because we can lose a sense of our mission. We can lose a sense of who we are before God. We can lose a sense that all is gift and that God's love is never anything to be earned, but rather to be received gratefully and to be shared with others. We forget that on the darkest day of our lives, God is still loving me into life and to existence. That's why I think the prophet Isaiah's reading today speaks to knowing your mission, but also realizing that there will be times when this mission becomes difficult. That's why you can hear the voice of John in Isaiah. The Lord called me from birth. From my mother's womb, he gave me my name. He made of me a sharp-edged sword and concealed me in the shadow of his arm. You are my servant, he said to me, Israel, through whom I show my glory. John knew his mission, to be the servant of the Lord. But knowing that mission did not always take away the thoughts of doubting his mission. Isaiah continues, though I thought I had toiled in vain and for nothing, uselessly spent my strength. Just as we wonder sometimes about our role, our life, and our purpose, so did all the great heroes of the Bible. Every person who lives the mission they have from God will have moments, and I want to emphasize, will have moments of self-doubt, mistakes, desolation, despair, and darkness. But what is the reward of faithfulness? What is the reward of suffering? What is the reward of persevering? We hear the prophet, yet my reward is with the Lord, my recompense is with my God. If you lose all of your possessions, that doesn't mean you have to lose your faith in God. If you lose your job or your livelihood, that doesn't mean you lose the ability to sacrificially love your family. If things don't go your way materially, or on the farm, or in the ventures we have in life, that doesn't take away your dignity and worth before God. If you are faithful to the mission, which is to be another Christ, that's the most important task each day. The most important task is honoring God in our prayer each day. It's loving our spouse or our family each day. It's bringing our faith and its joy to the workplace each day. It's doing good when we have a chance. It's forgiving others' weaknesses because we ourselves know our own weakness. It is trusting that God will take care of things, even if it keeps raining, like today. I just need to do my part. It's realizing that faith is more important than baseball. It's realizing that I have the gift of tomorrow, and being present to the present moment is what changes our ways and our days from tasks to living our mission. These are the most important tasks of each day. Not the task of busyness, but bringing the Lord and allowing him to direct that busyness with the aim of charity and salvation and love that Christ wishes for every person through us. Life is worth living because we are unconditionally loved by God. Life is worth living because we have a mission from God. Life is worth living because even on our worst day, we can thank God for something or someone in our lives. John the Baptist had a mission. Every person that's listening to this video has a mission. Let's discover it, cherish it, live it, and let that be the reason for rising in the morning and commending ourselves to the love of God at night. I think Cardinal Newman, the great 19th century theologian, captures this reality the best, and I close with his words. He says, God has created me to do him some definite service. He has committed some work to me which he has not committed to another. I have my mission. I may never know it in this life, but I shall be told it in the next. I am a link in the chain, a bond of connection between persons. He has not created me for naught. I shall do good. I shall do his work. I shall be an angel of peace, a preacher of truth in my own place, while not intending it, if I but keep his commandments. Wherever I am, I can never be thrown away. If I am in sickness, my sickness may serve him. In perplexity, my perplexity may serve him. If I am in sorrow, my sorrow may serve him. He does nothing in vain. He knows what he is about. He may take away my friends. He may throw me among strangers. He may make me feel desolate, make my spirits sink, hide my future from me. Still, he knows what he is about. Therefore, I will trust him. You have a mission from Jesus Christ to be another Christ, to bring his light to the world. I pray that you live that mission in your own particular life. May God bless you. Have a great week. We'll see you this weekend at church.